So Ritika, before we get into the last final game segment, I have added this new segment in this season, which is basically like Know Your Host, where I ask my guest to ask me any question they might have.
Okay. So what has been your biggest learning in the last 6 years you've been here?
One thing which I discovered is definitely a cook within me.
Okay.
It might not be the best answer, but I think I've answered this before also. Definitely that. I think I didn't know what to cook, obviously, apart from cooking Maggie or maybe boiling few eggs, make an omelette maybe.
Yes, you gotta invite me over and cook some
100%.
amazing like palak paneer.
I will. So yeah, definitely I think I'm able to try different cuisines now and I've experimented. And second thing which I've learned is not to have that fear of judgment anymore. Yeah. Maybe I had that a lot before. Once again, coming back to the point of having social ramifications and taking things in mind, what will people say? But I think now I don't care anymore. That is something I have definitely evolved from. Yeah.
Amazing. Wow.
Perfect. So now in the final segment, Ritika, I call it Beneath the Accent. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. You can ask them in one word or a sentence, or however you feel like. The idea is just to know more about you, okay?
Perfect. One word it is.
So what advice would you give to younger Ritika and at what age?
At what age and what advice? I think when I was 10 years old, because I was not confident in myself at all. I think so the advice I would say is, hold your head high and just know that you have what it takes and keep going. Keep doing what you're doing and shut your ears. And that's it. Just walk.
Okay.
Yes.
And tell me about an experience where you had a significant cultural shock.
Cultural shock. Yes. The first time I remember I had a cultural shock. So one of my friends, her name's Marina, is based out of Vancouver. She is... I forgot from where she is, but yeah, she's from somewhere, and she follows the same North American traditions. So I remember we had finished our class at 4 p.m. and she was like, "Do you want to go grab dinner?" I was like, "Dinner? 4? Are you serious? Like this is my lunch time, like late lunch or maybe like tea time, right?" I was like, "Let's get coffee." She's like, "No, I eat dinner around this time." I was like shocked. So that was one of the biggest cultural shock pieces
for me
because
as
I was
well,
like, we had dinner at like 8.
Yeah.
Right? Or maybe early dinner is like 7, but 4 p.m. I was like, this is too much. So that was one of the biggest things for me.
Definitely. Okay. One dish that brings the most comfort and nostalgia to you.
Oh my God, Rajma chawal. Oh, okay. I love it. My colleague recently asked me, Ritika, what can I cook for you? Because he is amazing at cooking. And I was like, I'm missing home. So he cooked me Rajma chawal and it was the best thing ever.
Okay. Yeah. Any funny story related to your accent or English?
Yes. I don't know if it's relating to my accent, but I remember when I first day of university, when I was in my part of our, the onboarding sessions that we have, someone in my group, she was from Canada itself, and she asked me, "Wait, aren't you from India?" I said, "Yes, I am." She's like, "Do they speak English in India?" I said, "Yes, they do." Like she was just shocked that I was from India and the fact that I could speak English. And I was like, Britishers colonized us for quite some time, in case you forgot. So that was just interesting. Yeah.
Of course. Okay. What's a favorite cultural celebration or like a festival in Canada of yours?
Like a Canadian culture?
Yeah. Something like Thanksgiving, I was very fascinated by.
Christmas I really like because I feel like I've known of the concept of Christmas, never really celebrated it. Yeah. So that one, yeah.
Okay. A tip for fellow immigrants adjusting in a new country?
Be yourself and get out there.
Okay. Who was your first friend that you made in Canada? And are you still in Connect?
Just Neer.
Okay, are you still in Connect with her?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, okay. What is something that you ate for the first time in Canada?
Poutine.
Did you like it?
No. No.
Okay. This is a common answer on the poutine, even the following one. No.
No.
Okay. And what's this one law that you would create that everybody has to follow?
In Canada or anywhere else?
In general, just a law that anybody has to follow.
You have to do at least one kind deed every week.
Okay.
Yes.
And how would you describe Canada in one word or a sentence?
Complicated.
Okay.
Yes.
And lastly, what advice would you give to me before leaving?
Do what you're doing.
Okay.
Keep doing it, no matter what. Yeah.
Thank you. And finally, how would you describe your experience being on the podcast?
Enriching.
Okay.
Yes, different. I always said this to you, right? I go to a lot of podcasts, I keep asked the same questions and I get bored of it because I'm like, my audience might be wondering why she's saying the same things, but it's like the question is the same. So I felt like there were different pieces we touched on. So yes.
Okay. Great. Very, very glad to hear that. Thank you
Yes.
so much, Ritika, for
Thank you
being
for
on
having
the
me.
season
Exciting.
2. I would say, well, thank you for coming back once again.
Yes, yeah. And now in person, then, you know, online.
Something
so
different
definitely.
about the
Yes.
in-person thing, right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm looking forward to the content coming out, and hopefully the audience can, you know, feel the energy in the room of kind of the passion that we have towards immigrants and newcomers. So yes, looking forward to it.
Awesome. And it's almost 4:30. Let's go grab dinner. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Thank you everyone for watching and staying with me this far. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate you subscribe to this. And you can listen to the audio version of this on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, or wherever you consume your podcast. And you can also check out the previous episodes as well as my previous conversation with Ritika on all these audio platforms as well. So until then, take care. Bye-bye. And let's continue knowing each other beneath the accent.